Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for the Dice Throne Tournament. We went through 30 total games for it to end in disappointment.
And a tie.
Yep. And because, here's the thing. If you're going to do a home tournament, there's a couple things that you should learn from this with Dice Throne. Don't do double elimination.
No, yeah, please don't put yourself through that.
It was fucking awful. And because, and we talked about this at the end, none of us really had any stakes in any of the matches. Whoever ended up winning won. We did our best with what we were given to win. There were a lot of upsets of people we didn't want to win.
Yeah.
Hence the finale being exactly that. And I think, I can't tell if it's either because we played so many in a row to try and finish the tournament, or if we just played so many overall. But I think I walked away from this tournament liking this game less.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. I also don't know if it's because we played so many in a row, and we've played several 1v1 games today, and this is the one that's like, your whole turn is not only, it's decided not only by a deck of cards, but it's also decided by your dice.
Yeah.
Because the deck mitigates your dice just enough to make the dice not feel like bullshit.
Yeah.
But then certain characters, their decks are better suited to mitigate it than others.
And the fact that to mitigate your dice, you also have to get lucky enough to draw
those
cards. And it comes down to, in a 1v1 game, it's almost always personal, regardless of who's playing who. Even if you're playing a shitty character that you don't like and I'm playing a character that I don't like, it just feels upsetting. Not because someone's better than you, because I don't think this is one of those games where it's like, wow, you played way better than me. It's, oh, the dice and the cards went my way.
Yeah.
And that happened so many times. And playing 30 games of Dice Throne made that shine so many times. Now, I do not think Dice Throne is a bad game by any means.
No.
I think it's a lot of fun to break out, pick a couple, and play a couple games. So it could just be wicked burnout, and
don't play 30 games.
Yeah. We could have easily done, what would it have been? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We could have done 16 total. We could have almost halved it if we didn't do double elimination. And, I mean, here's the thing. The finale itself, the Moon Elf and that was actually a pretty cool arc, like a wraparound.
Yeah. It was neat that it was the Moon Elf, the Pyromancer, and the Shadow Thief all kind of had their reunions, their upsets, and then it's crazy. Like, if this were an anime, this would be nuts.
Right.
To have her beat him, he beats everybody else to come back.
Yeah, well, actually, technically, he didn't beat anyone else. He was, because of the way he lost, because he made it to the semifinals.
He lost once.
He auto went to the finale in the loser's bracket. He actually beat the Pyromancer, who had kind of beaten everyone else. But he beat the Pyromancer.
Twice.
Yes. So it's really cool to see stuff like that happen. But at the end of the day, it still comes down to, well, I didn't play better than you as the Shadow Thief. I just got the cards and the dice that went my way, and it still ended up being
a tie.
A fucking tie. And a lot of people might think that that's amazing, but when you play so many games, like, imagine if you went to the Super Bowl, like, you went to the Super Bowl and it was a tie.
It feels like we wasted our time.
Yeah, and then for us to be like, well, we did not want to play it again. Like, I did not want to see the fucking Moon Elf again. I actually really like the Shadow Thief.
I think he's really well done.
And
she's broken.
Yeah.
For her, like, her complexity is a 2.
What's his? 5.
5. Mm-hmm. I think my favorite character is the Cursed Pirate, and I think she's a 5.
Yeah. I think the tree. No, I think she's a 6.
I know the Treant's a 6.
The Treant is a 6. I know there's not a lot of 6s. In the game. She is the other side. Yeah, that one.
She's a 4.
She's a 4, okay. Interesting.
I really like her.
Yeah.
She's arguably my favorite.
Yeah, and for us to, it's like, yeah, I had just enough damage for you to do that, and then I was able to counter, and it's like, oh, okay. Well, because we refused to... Because here's what we would have done. If we didn't play 30 games, if we didn't have a double elimination, and it was just that one, and it came down to a tie in the finale, yeah, I would have done a best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
I would have been like, oh, yeah, okay, well, let's just redo
But
it.
we played 30 games.
Yeah, and it's like, I didn't want to do this because, oh, well, fuck it, I would have rolled a 6, and surprise, surprise, and then, god damn it. 4. Oh, wait, but that's so stupid.
Yeah.
That's like, so it just leaves a very, very salty taste in my mouth. And here's the other thing that this tournament brought to light. There are 16 total characters. We played with all of them, not including, obviously, the Marvel stuff. It'll probably be out by the time this discussion's even up. They are not all balanced.
No.
They are not all considered equal. I would say they did a pretty good job. Out of the 16, I would probably say 2 of them are actually probably, I think, really bad. I know there's definitely, and we're going to do a ranking list on all these as well. But I think there are 2 that are just legitimately badly designed, and that is the Vampire Lord and the Tactician.
Yes, they are very, very weak.
I would have initially said the Samurai after a first couple playthroughs, but he was making a pretty good running. Lost to the Pyromancer, but he was actually the first loss. Our very first game was the Monk beat him. And the first couple games were us figuring out the characters, so we didn't play them as well. We obviously ended up playing them way better.
At the end, yeah.
Even the Shadow Thief I thought wasn't super great till I figured out, oh, he can just do large chunks of damage.
Yeah, you're sitting there, large straight, 13.
Yep.
Large straight, 15.
Yep.
Large straight, 12.
Oh, I got my ultimate, 22.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that's super fucking dumb is that I think that's the largest amount of damage we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like 20-something damage,
The fact that...
and he still lost.
Yeah.
That's just, and here's the thing. This just goes to show how broken the Moon Elf is. It was a tie, and I halved your health
Yeah.
at the beginning. Like, it's
Almost halved it.
almost halved it, but still, like, I mean, he's such quick ways of doing damage, but it's like, no, I forgot. I'm just gonna start halving.
Yeah, her defense is the best in the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
In the entirety of all 16 of them,
Yeah.
she has the best defense.
Yep.
And-
I don't like defenses that are just damage back.
No.
Because in a game that's so quick that you can do large chunks of damage, it's just like, no, I don't want to just still take 10 and deal 5 back to you. Like,
I get the appeal because, like...
it's like a tit for tat, just constant, just...
Well, it's like, I'm dealing damage to you on your turn, and I'm dealing damage to you on my turn.
Hopefully, if you don't whiff.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's like, I have to roll just right.
Yeah.
I have to have
Yeah.
the cards to mitigate it just perfectly.
Right. Who was it that your next card was literally getting rid of a status that was... Oh, the burn. It was the Samurai. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Samurai with the Pyromancer is like, I did so much damage to you because I was able to put burn on you. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess this is just here now because I cannot...
Get rid of it.
I didn't draw it. And
Say
it would
the-
have been your very next draw to remove it.
The persistent poisons,
Mm-hmm.
I used one thing to get rid of it. Oh,
Yeah.
no, that was a whole completely different game. Never
Yep.
mind.
Yep. I mean, yeah, because it's like, oh, would I have won? Yeah, if I had gotten the ability to remove your targeted.
That changed the whole, like, the second I got it,
Yeah.
that changed everything.
And that's...
Because it went from 8 to 10
Yep.
to 11 to 10.
Yep. And it's like, okay, well, there's nothing I can do about that. And I think that's something that's consistent across this entire game. It's that I did this to you, and there is literally nothing you can do. You
Yep.
can't willingly remove it. You can't spend CP to remove stuff. You just have to hope. Because you can't willingly, like, it'd be nice if you could actually, like, spend CP to draw. Like,
And the only one that does that is the Paladin.
yeah. Yep.
You spend 3 to draw a card.
Yep. And it's like, so it can be very frustrating. And again, all these things are more apparent because we played so many games in a row to finish out this tournament.
It exposes the blemishes in the game.
It does. And it's not, once again, these aren't big problems if you're playing a game or two.
Yeah.
If you're just like, oh, because like every time we've came to do the tournament, it was always a decline. We always had a great time the first couple matches, regardless of who we were playing.
And then by the end of it, it's like, all right,
Yeah.
this is enough.
Yeah. So I don't think they're all balanced. I would never, and I always see it in Gen Con or I think at local game stores, hey, Dice Throne tournament. I'm like, absolutely not.
Nope.
What's the tournament there? Just roll in and flip a coin and be like, sorry, you won. Because there's no skill. That's not true. There is skill in this game. There is strategy, kind of. Like, there is strategy in when to hold cards, when to play them.
I think it's more about which character you pick.
Yeah.
It really is. And then, like, in an actual tournament, do you get to pick your character? Are you randomly selected to pick?
You're most well, it depends. Some tournaments might do draft. It's like, and it could do round robin drafting where it's like, but that would be very frustrating. I would imagine in a head 1v1 you would pick who you're coming in. Like if you were going to go do a Smash Bros tournament, you pick your character.
Whoever's picking Moon Elf is more than likely winning.
Yeah. In our experience, and obviously there's people who play these tournaments legitimately. This was just one that it was between me and you for 30 games. She swept the board. Literally beat, Vampire Lord, then Treant, then Gunslinger, then Shadow Thief, then Shadow Thief again. And, I mean, people would be like, well, she almost lost. No, she didn't. I dealt 22 damage. Like, it wouldn't have even been, and it's still a draw, it wouldn't have even been close
Yeah.
had I not gotten my ultimate. That's the only reason. Ultimate with a sneak attack.
If your ultimate with the sneak attack was defendable, I'd roll 2 feet and I take half.
Yep. Oh, that's 11 damage.
That's 11.
Yeah. Or even if I just didn't get it. If I didn't get that, it would have been 22 to 0, which is not close. I mean, probably not 22. I would have done something else to do damage, but it definitely wouldn't have been 50 to 28 or whatever.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show that he did, in the 30 games, the highest amount of damage and still lost.
Yeah.
Which is just absolutely disgusting. It's no surprise. We called it like by round 2 that the Moon Elf was going to win the whole thing.
We were like, man, she's really good.
Yep.
Her mix of abilities, her dice,
Yep.
and her defense just makes her ridiculous.
Yeah. She's so one note too. She's not even exciting. Like when we did the Cursed Pirate versus maybe it wasn't the Cursed Pirate. I remember. I can't remember. I think it was Cursed Pirate versus the Seraph actually, where you did one turn where you were playing a lot of cards, doing a lot of stuff, and then my turn I did the exact same thing. We were actually doing
It's
combos.
exciting. That's fun to play.
Right. But the Moon Elf doesn't have that. It's just like, oh, I'm going to blind you and tangle you, so you only get 2 rolls, so hopefully you roll well. And I'm going to get all the evasive, and lucky me, I only had to spend 1, and I rolled a 1.
Like, her one, which would have... It's this one, Blinding Shot. Like, the second you upgrade it, Lunar Blessing, I get all 3 of my evasions, and I entangle you.
Yep.
So you get 2 rolls. Yep. Out of those 2 rolls, if you hit me, I can try to avoid it 3 times.
3 times.
And even if I do take damage, I get to roll 5, and I'm more than likely I'm taking half.
Yep, just missed me, and it's like, she just needs to be nerfed so hard. Like, take targeted away, lessen her damage, because she still hits pretty hard.
Even though it's defendable, like, the fact that I can roll 5 arrows, which is honestly the easiest thing to roll, because 50% of every die face is arrows.
Yep.
So with that, it's 8 damage. If I roll 4 of a kind, with this particular upgrade,
you're entangled.
I entangle you.
Yep.
And then targeted, I do a +2 to it.
Yeah. I think the Shadow Thief would have been, like, because this was a question I looked up, do I have to choose which defense ability to activate before I roll? Yes. Why? Why can't, if he's already losing an attack, why does he have to choose? he should just be able to roll, because it's still 5, especially if they're upgraded. I get it if it's not, I guess, because the shadow defense is 4 dice and the counter strike is 5. But it's like he would just be that much more better efficient to roll dice and then be like, oh, what did I get? Because one, counter strike is going to do damage back. Shadow defense prevents damage. That would have been my only way for him to actually win, is if I rolled all these dice and got 2 6s, and then I gained shadows immediately and ignore all your damage. Then he would have been able to win, but it shouldn't have even been as close as it was.
Not whenever you do 22 damage out the gate, and then we get to the end and it's a draw.
Yeah. And I mean, here's the other thing that's very frustrating that can actually legitimately happen in tournament play, which I'd probably cut my own wrists. How many times did we, and this is probably, I would argue, probably over half the games, where one person swept the other?
Quite a bit.
Yeah. Which is it's demoralizing. Even though, like...
I was on a severe losing streak.
Yeah.
Which sucks. I'm not one to really give a shit about winning or losing.
But it still just adds up.
Yeah, like...
Oh, we played 8 games today and I lost 7 of them.
Yeah.
It's like, that doesn't feel good.
I'm ready to call it a day.
Yeah, no one relishes in losing. Like, even if they're not a sore loser, it's just like, I think I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, even though we weren't sitting here like, man, I really want to win as the monk. Like, none of us did that. Like, yeah, we have our favorites, and you'll see in the ranking list, but again, like, the perfect example is the Cursed Pirate versus the Seraph. That's your favorite. The Seraph ended up winning. And then the Gunslinger versus the Seraph, and I was so fucking mad because I did not want the Seraph to win. And she didn't, but I had 1 health left.
Yeah, it came down to the wire.
Yeah. And that kind of stuff is extremely fun if that's like your only game that you play.
Well,
like, remember when we did the run through for Dice Throne?
Oh yeah.
And it was the Ninja versus the Moon Elf, and
it was really close.
It was very close both times. I think the Moon Elf won both of those.
Of course she did. She's fucking broken.
Yeah, but that was super exciting. We had like such a high on the game because the randomness isn't as bad as it could be. You do have ways to mitigate, and it's very rare that you do whiff.
Yeah, I think we whiffed only like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it's super duper rare, but it sucks.
Some of the whiffs that were incurred were like in this particularly, you were entangled, so you could only roll twice.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, I guess there's nothing I can do. And you're gonna entangle me again? Okay. Man, I really wish I can get my transference. I have 13 CP, nothing to... Oh, it's at the bottom of the deck. How nice. Oh, bye-bye? Nope, that's not there. Like, yeah, they have enough. Get that out of here. You just remove it. What status effect? So I've just named 4 cards that allow you to remove status effects. But
and
that's 4 cards in a 30-card deck.
Yeah, you never drew to them.
6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 20, 20, 29, 30, 32 card deck or something. Yeah, and it's like, wow, that's 4 cards in a 32 card deck. How unlucky.
So you got a 1 in 9 chance.
Yep.
To draw it.
To draw a way to remove it at the perfect time that you also give it to me. And it's like, oh, yay. That's what I was hoping. Every single card draw, but it was an upgrade. And I'm like, I don't want these. So... It just gets very, very frustrating.
Over time. Absolutely.
Over time.
Yeah. Man, I don't know what to say. Like, you kind of hit everything on the head.
Yeah.
For us to play 30 games, it comes down to the wire, and it's literally a draw because she's busted.
Yeah. And I had to do the most broken attack I could.
To make it a draw.
To make it a draw. Yeah. Yep, like basically it's like she had to fight with like both hands entangled behind her back and still wins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just very, very frustrating.
It's very disheartening.
Yeah,
like it'd be different if it was, like I said earlier, like an anime that's entertaining to watch.
Yeah,
This is not entertaining to play.
Right. Well, I mean, because I also have to compare it to BattleCon, the tournament that we're doing right now, and Devin and I can only do about max 3 games of that because that is that is personal. Like
It's
we
taxing.
don't make it personal, but it feels way more personal because it's like, oh, he did play better than me. Like he did outthink me. But that one is a lot more balanced. Like I'd have to double check, but I'm sure Devin and I have won an equal amount of games. But that also has moments where it's like, oh shit, I didn't even think of you doing that. And then it's like, oh, like I had one move where it's like, I was able to do my ultimate ability, which caused him to, if he didn't, I think I had like 2 health left. But if he didn't beat me in that next turn, he lost. But I did it in a way that he was positioned on the board that he couldn't hit me. He couldn't, because you remember the dodge card, that if you move past them, they can't attack you. That he knew I was playing a dodge, but he had no way to move away
To make it
to where my dodge couldn't go past him. And he's just like, that's good. That's really good. And you have those cool moments. And by the end of that tournament, like, that one's going to feel like, oh, shit, this is the one who won it all. Because we're doing a champion of champions. All the people who won the previous ones are now fighting. And whoever stands... Like, that one feels way cooler. This one did not feel that way.
Yeah, did not feel good.
So, because there wasn't ever really a move that... I can't think of really any time where you and I had a damn, that's a good move. Because you didn't choose to really do the move.
Yeah, you don't pick.
Yeah, you just have to roll and be like, that's what I got.
You're like, I fucking feet. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm gonna do blinding shot because that's what the dice gave me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to do blinding shot. I would much rather do like exploding arrow.
Yeah.
Or eclipse.
Yeah.
But no, I had to get these fucking dice.
Right. And I mean, the only time you do get to choose is if you happen to have the cards. But because I mean, even the dice traces keep rolling 6s. So it's like, well, obviously you're gonna hold on to your dice mitigation or cards to give you your ultimate.
Yeah. And I did it several times today, so
well,
did you.
Yeah, and think of it, that's just super frustrating, where it's like, what was it, I think it was the Cursed Pyre and the Seraph, or the Gunslinger, whichever one.
We did our ultimates twice.
Yeah, and you used your cards to do it, and I actually naturally rolled them.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like, well, I earned that one. Like, I earned the fucking ultimate.
I earned it. I used the resources.
Yeah, you did. And it's like, but yeah, if someone pulls off their ultimate, it's like, technically I can't say it's over. I came back and won with the when you popped off 2 ultimates, and I did too. But it's just like, you're just like, whatever. Because whenever, like, the first time I did it and I rolled like 4 6s, and then the next one I was like, okay. It didn't even feel cool.
That's why I started doing that. And it was like, I guess I'll see what I get.
Yep. So, I think the biggest takeaway is don't binge Dice Throne.
Please don't do that to yourself.
Unless this is like your favorite game of all time.
Because we did, I think the lowest amount we did in a single like sitting was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And the most we did is 8, 9.
Yeah, we did a lot today to finish it out. So don't binge Dice Throne. Don't do a double Elim tournament.
Oh, absolutely not.
Because what it also did was it showed that, I mean, the characters don't have a lot of depth to them. They do, and I will say, even though there are all the characters, I think for the most part are balanced, but some are definitely better than others. They are unique, and they do have a little bit of depth to them, but it's not one that you want to see. You do not want to see the same character over and over. Like, we saw the Pyromancer like 4 times in a row, and it's like, she plays the same way.
Yeah.
But it's fresh whenever you only play this game every now and then, or you're like, let's do whoever, flip a coin, and you pick someone from Season 1 and Season 2. And then you don't care. You're just like, whatever, let's see what I get. I got Dagger Strike, or whatever, like, stupid you might yell about.
And then, like, my biggest complaints, aside from her, is undefendable damage. There's so many, like, normal abilities to do it. It's like, why even fucking have a defense?
Yeah, that is true.
It's like, undefendable damage should be shit that, like... So, this makes sense.
Right, just dealing damage back.
Dealing it back, it shouldn't be preventable.
Yeah.
But, like...
Yeah.
And I understand ultimates not being able to be
Right, yeah.
defended against.
The only way to change it is if you force them to modify their dice.
But like this, deal 2 undefendable damage. Why?
Yeah.
Why can't it be defended against?
Yeah. Because what sucks is that for stuff like that, you deal 2 undefendable damage for me, but then I get to turn around and do 5 or 6 damage back to you.
Yeah.
Like and I know why. It's because this is obviously a very light skirmish back and forth game. They don't want them to be drawn out, and that is a huge benefit. This game, because because I will say on average, my BattleCon they're about an hour. Devin and I, if it's like a 30-minute fight, one of us sucked.
That game.
One of us just ate ass on a character. Because because of the randomness of your deck and the randomness of the dice, there were about 20-30 minutes. Which I'll take, and I know why it's undefendable, because if you could defend on every single and prevent every little piece of damage, it draws out a game where there isn't a lot of character depth and a lot of decision. I guess it definitely overstays its welcome. It makes the more exciting, this ended up being a tie, or you were up by 20 and I came back, and then it's like, oh, okay, you win if you evade this, but I win if you don't, and it's like, ugh.
And we had instances,
and we had multiple, and those are always exciting. But I see why, but it is once again, just don't binge. I think that's really what it came down to.
I think it's the same thing.
So, but I think, what did we give Dice Throne on our discussion?
Gave it like an 8 or a 9.
I think a 9. I think
we both gave it a 9.
I think it was a 9. I think still, after the tournament, I would probably drop it.
I think I'm going to give it...
I'd probably drop it to a 7.
Yeah.
Which is still really good.
No, on a scale of 1 to 10, 7 is good. 7 is in between 5 and 10.
Yeah.
Which average and perfect is good.
Yep. So, based off my personal scale, 5 is average, 6 is slightly above average, and 7 is good.
Yep. I'm in the same boat.
8 is great. 9 is
superb.
Nearly perfection, and 10 is perfection. In our opinion, obviously, games, you can always nitpick if you want to, but...
It's all...
Because I have people who are like, I never give anything a 10. It's like, dude, it's a fucking number. It means nothing.
Just shut up.
Right.
Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Go out, touch some grass.
There are no flawless games. It's like, I understand. Yeah, obviously.
Please go touch grass. Please, thank you.
Yeah, go shave your neck beard.
You fucking... whatever.
But I think, after the tournament, it would probably be a 7.
That's mostly
7.5, probably.
I almost want to give it an 8, but like... I feel like it's very asymmetrical on several matchups, and 2 of the 16 are very underpowered compared to the rest.
And because there's a bunch of head-to-head games. We just played Neuroshima Hex, and we played Tangled Timelines. We've played BattleCon. And BattleCon has those where it's so interesting depending on the matchups.
Oh yeah,
where it's like, oh, this is going to be very rough. She's like a perfect counter for him. I have to play completely different now. This doesn't have that. I don't care. It doesn't matter who the Shadow Thief is fighting. He's going to play this way.
Yep.
So you don't really alternate how you're playing. So, I think I'm going to keep it at a 7.
It's a good game.
It is a good game.
It's not bad. It has its flaws, which keep it from being higher.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad game. It's far better than some, and it's better than most.
Yeah. Yep. So I think that's it. Fucking finale.
Yeah. It does feel bad for it to end in a tie.
Yeah. Yep. They share the and yeah.
But
if that was also the first, like if we did the finale on like a different day, and it's like, okay, oh, it's a tie. All right, let's do it again. But I was like, nope, don't want to do that.
I think it's more appropriate to do it this way. Mm-hmm. Because we didn't give 2 out of 3 for anybody else.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone actually also tied. I think we probably had one that would have tied. I think the Cursed Pirate versus the Treant would have been a tie. Mm-hmm. But yeah, in a tournament like this, you just kind of have to pick one way to do it, and no matter what method you choose, it's gonna be anticlimactic no matter what.
I'd
rather have it end that way though than a blowout.
Yeah.
Like, at least it did come down to a
Well,
wire.
say if you didn't deal damage to me, it would have been 1-0. Because I dealt
Yeah, you're
exactly 10.
Yep. Yep. If I happened to get shadow defense and roll 5 dice and get 2 6s like that, I would have gotten shadows immediately, and then
Taking no damage.
taking no damage. It would have been my turn.
You didn't even have to do anything. You could have just passed.
Technically, no, because
right,
damage
'cause-
is done at the end. So you would have hit 0, but then
I
would have had to survive. So I would have had to deal damage too. But yeah, it's super easy for me to deal damage. Like, okay, there's a 1, 2, and okay, well maybe it's not super easy.
We have 4, 5,
There
and
we go,
6.
dagger strike. Even if you have the damage, so it just sucks. It sucks. It's very frustrating. But yeah, tournament. Yeehaw. I am glad it's over though.
It is done.
But you got anything else on the tournament or dice throwing in general?
I think the only thing I have left to say is like, I want the designers to not feel bad. Like the game, it's a good game. We've shat on it a while, but it's not bad. I think she needs rebalancing because if she is playing the way she's meant to be played, she's the clear cut like best character.
Yeah, I would love to know for anyone who has played in Dice Throne tournaments or keeps up with Dice Throne tournaments, who wins the most.
What is the win percentage for all of these characters?
Yeah, because I would be very surprised if someone said anyone other than the Moon Elf.
I feel like some of our favorite characters would do good. I feel like the Shadow Thief would be good.
He probably does. Yeah, I mean,
The Cursed Pirate probably does really well.
Playing him multiple times, I was like, he's definitely up there.
He does a shit ton of damage. Cursed Pirate does crazy shit.
Yeah, she's definitely more fun. Pyromancer can do tons of damage.
The Gunslinger's evasive, just like the Moon Elf, but
yeah,
deals decent damage.
Yeah.
The Samurai's interesting.
The Gunslinger's basically, we had the Moon Elf versus the Gunslinger, and
she won.
Moon Elf won.
I think they have similar abilities.
They really do.
She has evasive. I don't know who else has blind.
She might be the only one. I can't think of anyone who also has...
Gunslinger's the exact same difficulty as Moon Elf. She has knockdown, bounty, and evasive.
Yeah. I could see the Seraph being a pretty good counter because of her divinity, her divine blessing, that it's like, oh, you killed me? No, I actually come back with 1 health.
Paladin has the same ability.
Yeah.
I don't know. And just because of how random the game it can be, this could have went a billion different ways.
Yeah, you could theoretically whiff every single time, or you could...
I would be...
Here's the other frustrating thing about this finale. Once again, 22 health with my ultimate. You didn't ultimate. You didn't even ultimate. And
the one time I could... No, that was the previous game.
Yeah. Nope, she didn't even ultimate, and it still was...
I did basic attacks.
Yep.
And did that much.
All you did was, 9 damage, entangled. You're blind. I'm going to evade. It's like, okay. Like, I guess, I guess I just won't play. Like, that's pretty fun.
Or I'll reduce the amount of play you get to do.
Yeah, or it's like, oh man, I'm going to do this sweet amount of damage. That's really exciting. I finally got the die results I want, and you have the damage.
Half it.
Yep. Yeah.
The fact that...
I feel like if you want to keep all her shit, her defense needs to be 3 feet. If you're rolling 5 dice, 3 feet to have it.
I don't think it should be halved. I think she should just deal damage back and then...
It's like the half damage is annoying.
Gain evasive, that would be better. 2 feet, you gain an evasive.
Yeah. I don't know. I still think if you increase the number of feat results, or change it, if you want to keep it at 2, she has to roll 2 moons. Like, do something, a foot and a moon. Like, but I think 3 feet because that increases the odds, but not so drastically that it's impossible to happen, but so it's less likely to happen. But in 5 dice, you are going to get 2 feet, except that time.
Every time I defended, I got 2 feet.
Yeah.
I halved it.
So it's like
Every time I could.
because this game is so important about you doing stuff on your turn. So that's why, yeah, you don't whiff a lot, but when you do whiff, it hurts.
Yeah, because you waste a whole turn.
Because you waste a whole turn, and it's like, oh, okay, well, like because you still deal chunks of damage. So it's like if even on my turn you have the damage, then it's your turn again, and you're doing full damage because this person doesn't block anything.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like the only person that's going to beat the Moon Elf is a person that plays just like the Moon Elf, and that is bullshit.
It is. It's absolute
It's like I
bullshit.
should beat you at your own game. It's like if I went to a tournament and I'm like, oh, who'd you pick, Moon Elf? I would be like, nope.
I would quit.
Yep.
I concede.
What? No, there's no point. I refuse to play against her.
I concede.
Yep, I concede. I was gonna say I secede. I secede from the fucking tournament.
I'm seceding.
Yes, I concede.
I'll have my own
win.
tournament with blackjack and hookers.
Not the Moon. You know what? Forget the Moon Elf. Yep. Hater. So, all right. Well, that's our thoughts on the Dice Throne tournament and Dice Throne overall. If you want to know our rankings on the heroes, definitely go check that out. But other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Actually, well, first of all, let us know what you thought of the tournament. That would be nice to know. And I'm very, very much interested if there's a link or statistics on.
Please, if those are available, please let us
Prove me
know.
wrong. Please, I would love for someone to be like, that is not her defense ability, or some stupid, like, the Moon Elf sucks in tournament play. And, I mean, then I'll just be like, well, I guess we fucking suck.
We just played really stupid.
Yeah, but I would love to know that data. So please let us know that. Other than that, yeah, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.